Hello, good morning. It's Friday the 24th. I'm FX Blue and this is the market brief. So data suggests that the UK banks have pumped about £100 billion into the SME sector since the start of lockdown. But despite this, manufacturing output is at the lowest level we've seen for about 40 years. Now, of course, Boris says that Brexit can make the country a manufacturing hub with significantly lower overheads and a fair and just trade deal, of course. But let's hope that's still the case in no-deal Brexit, or if things blow up with China. But as manufacturing becomes less labour intensive, the cost of setting up in the UK will fall, and we have already seen a few car companies moving their production to the UK. We've still got a long way to go to pull this sector off of its knees. Today, the focus shifts to the high street though, as we have retail sales data that will cover the first month since the lockdown lifted for the sector. That means the number is expected to have increased, but the question is, of course, by how much, as there's still been plenty of headlines regarding the level or the low level of footfall that we've seen. Meanwhile, sterling is holding steady against the dollar, but heads up if you are a dollar buyer. Some feel the move may be running out of steam around the 127.60 mark, as it's failed to push higher from there 3 days in a row now. Make of that what you will. Over in the US, the weekly jobless figures showed an increase for the first time since the start of lockdown. Little concern there, as we saw just over 1.4 million new claims filed last week compared to about 1.3 million the week before. This underlines the need for Treasury and Congress to pull their finger out with that replacement support package, because there is growing uncertainty over what will happen when the first package expires. That's due to expire at the end of this month. And so any hope of a swift economic recovery or V-shaped recovery in the US seems to have been scuppered by those increasing infections, and sentiment is shifting towards either a double dip recession or a much longer single recession. The dollar index fell to about 94.60 yesterday, closing at the lowest level since September 2018. Not much news from the Eurozone. They're still riding high on finally getting an agreement signed off. But here's one for the nostalgia fans. Do you remember back when Mario Draghi made that pledge to do whatever it takes to save the euro? That was almost exactly 8 years ago. Back then, euro dollar was trading around the 132 mark. Yesterday, it closed just shy of 116. Right, that's it from me. Have a wonderful weekend. Join me again on Monday. I'll see you then. All the best.
If you do not have a clue, then just tweet through and ask FX Blue.